Within your project directory, create a source directory for our application code. In the source directory, create a file called simpleserver.py. This file will run our SimpleHTTP server. We will use an HTTPServer class and request handler from the Python standard library to keep things as simple as possible. Define a function called run that instantiates and runs an instance of HTTPServer. Notice the server address argument tells our HTTPServer instance to listen on port 8000 of our local machine. We'll execute our run function whenever this Python module is invoked. We can run the server on our local machine by executing it as a Python file. Validate the server is running by opening a new tab and curling port 8000 to confirm you get a response. Looks good. We know that it works, so let's kill the server by hitting Ctrl+C. Now let's add a Docker file to define the container image we will use to run our web server. Use an image with Python 3.8 pre-installed as our base. This will give us a Python 3.8 interpreter inside the container. Copy the files in our project source folder into the container at user bin source webapp source. Then set the image's working directory to the source directory. Set Python unbuffered = 1 as an environment variable so that Python sends print and log statements directly to standard out. If we do not set this, we would not see logs from our container because they would be sent to a buffer. Finally, use the command directive to tell the container a default command to execute when we run it. In this case, we'll execute our simpleserver.py script. Build the image and tag it as simpleserver with the -t flag. Run the image and forward port 8000 on your local machine to port 8000 in the Docker container with the -p flag. As before, validate your containerized server is running by opening a new terminal and running a curl command, just as before, against localhost port 8000. And there you go, it worked. You're done. You've containerized a Python server. You can kill the Dockerized process by hitting Ctrl+C. In the next videos, I'll show you how to run a Django application entirely with containers.